Alright, getting ready for another day of trading. It's 6:50 a.m. Central Standard Time. So I'm just looking over what the market did overnight. We have the overnight open right here. Seeing how it interacted with that line. First thing I notice is this is the 100 moving average right here. It's all over it. It's traded below it, it's traded above it, so it's just kind of ranging today. However, if we look up here, we see that there's a possibility that we're going to open the day session with what would be considered an overnight, be considered a gap if you were to hide this. It's going to be opening up right now almost 0.3%. I like to see 0.3% or more for gaps, and if that's the case, then I'm going to play that gap, which simply means I'm going to place a trade in the direction of the gap, which in this case will be a long trade, and just going on that first candle and hoping it rockets up some. Then we'll have to reevaluate, because it did that yesterday, and then the market rolled over and went the other direction, and I never got that long bias out of my head, and yesterday was a disaster. So that's what I'm looking at. Right now there is no trade this morning because we're way up here, and I'm looking to catch at or near the beginning of a change in the trend. I'm going to quit trying to catch it anywhere up here. So if I miss it, I just have to wait for the next setup. I'm waiting. I'm looking for perfect trades today. I got to dig myself out of about $1,000 hole from yesterday, and I'm going to try and not do a reset, even though I have a free reset with TopStep. They gave me one in a little giveaway they did the other day. So I have that, but I don't want to use that. I want to dig myself out of the hole, because that's just part of trade. And get yourself in a hole, dig yourself out. And today's objective is to look at the chart, see what it's doing, and only place trades according to what it's doing, not trading the way I want it to work. Not trying to trade against anything that I see, and not ignoring what's going on in the chart. So that's my goal today. So at some point, I'm going to stop this video now. At some point, hopefully I will remember to turn it back on when trading, when I place trades, and we'll go from there. So I'm looking at a longer time frame here. We're looking at the 15-minute and the 30-minute, and notice that we have a double top. So if it's not able to break out of that double top before the opening bell, I'm not going to play any gap. We know that that's a bearish indication right there. I will say this, in the morning, if I'm going to place a trade, I'm not going to do it around 7:30, because there's always a news dump every day, it seems like, around 7:30 that can impact the market. So keep that in mind. 7:30 a.m. Central Standard Time, 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time. There's typically a news dump that comes out that can impact the market, and frequently does. Alright, we're coming up on 7:30 Central Time. Time for the news dump. Let's see what happens. So it's right now a pretty big gap. What I mean by gap is if you were to shut off the overnight and look at yesterday's close and today's open, there's a gap. Right now it's saying that gap is right at 0.4%. So let's see what the news dump does. It's coming in right now. Doesn't look like it's impacting the market at all, whatever it happens to be. If anything, there may not have been one this morning. So if this continues on if we're still gapped up coming up on 8:30, then I'm going to play that gap. That means I'm going to place a long trade, for the opening candle coming in the morning, opening bell. Opening candle, opening bell. We'll see what it does. See if it will rocket on up. As we can see here, the double top is no longer an issue. So yeah, I'm going to play the opening gap right now. We're at 0.4%. I consider 0.3% to be a valid gap for the NQ. So we will see what happens. So I placed me a trade, got the pullback, so I got in a little late, but we're going to see what happens here. Now I obviously made a mistake. I should have got in on this 13 instead of where I got in. But when I seen that long rejection there, I went ahead and threw a market order in. We're still making higher lows. As you can see in the PSAR, it's still saying the trend's intact. So that's why right now I'm not sweating it coming against me. I'm looking for it to actually rocket up on the opening bell. It may or may not. If it hits my two cells up top there, it's going to pull my third contract up to break even, and I'll be good. The third contract will trail. I am going to adjust my stop down to below this swing low here. Well, we had a change in PSAR. I stepped away for a minute to make me some coffee and feed the dog some breakfast. And, I should have waited till the opening bell to place my trade, but I'm going to leave it on, and hopefully the uptrend that we're seeing throughout the morning here will continue when the bell opens. So we will see. Alright, we're coming up on the opening bell, and you notice I have my mouse pointer on the close button. If it doesn't rocket up on closing out of this trade, I will reevaluate. We're coming up on today's high, or the overnight high here. That's what that pink line is. And we'll see what price does there. If it comes back down, I'm going to go ahead and get out. Alright, it's pushing. It's pushing. One more push. Come on, you can do it.
Target filled.
There we go. Now I'm just going to let this trail for a little bit. You notice it did not bring me up there. It should have brought me up there or something. I have to go check my have to check my setup. Something happened that should have pulled that right up automatically. So I got obviously something wrong there. So, but anyhow, I'll manually trail this. What I really want to see is this trend just keep continuing. Obviously. Looking at the bigger time frame here, and my Impulse MACD is saying on the 30-minute chart is pretty strong. On the 15-minute chart, it's slowing down. You can see that by that where it's bending here. But on the 30-minute, it's continuing. But we will see if it makes some more new highs here. I'm gonna bring it right up underneath this candle here, wick. Bring it up into its body. It's making new highs. Looks like it may be a trend up day today. We will see. I'm trading MNQ today. Yesterday I was trading NQ, and that's how come I lost so much money so fast. And I don't have a whole lot of room to lose today before TopStep will require me to reset my account. Fortunately, I do have one free reset, but I'd rather not use it. They gave away a free reset during their 100th episode on TopStep TV last week. They were giving away a free reset to everyone who filled out the form, and I was one of them. But I learned something while watching that. I can't be watching or involved in any kind of discussion about the market while I'm trading, because my thinking gets influenced too much. Yeah. I remember while watching TopStep TV, I had one trade on, and they said something, so I got out of that trade and placed it the other way, and I'd be dadgum if it didn't go against me. I'm like, so I'm not doing that anymore. Not watching anybody trading during the market at all, or in any kind of discussion at all. Let me go ahead and move this up underneath this candle. Any kind of discussion at all having to do with the market while I'm trading. Afterwards it's okay, but I don't want my thinking to be influenced. Looks like I'm probably going to get stopped out here, but it's going to be a decent play on the gap up. I just should have waited though. I should have waited till the opening bell and got in right here, somewhere around here, instead of way up here. But it worked out. It's playing that gap. Right now we're at 0.55, or just over half of a percent up for today, which is good. So I got in at 0.40 and now 0.55, so that's how much the market's moved up. That's a pretty good move. But I think I'm going to get stopped out here. And I'll wait a little bit, reevaluate, because I'm looking for a big pullback at some point, and then I'll get in again. Normally this would be day done for me if I was in the big boys, but I'm in the micros, so it's not day done for me, and I got a little over $1,000 I got to make up for yesterday. So I will be trading some more today. I may or may not record it, but I'm definitely going to put this up now that I got it recorded for today's at my YouTube channel. I'm putting these up on the YouTube channel. Obviously, you're watching this. Just see if I can get some likes and some thumbs up and some subscribers and all that. And I'll give this about a week. And I do have my TopStep affiliate link below. If you don't know what TopStep is, they are a prop firm that will let you trade their money, which I happen to be in their combine right now, which is where you go through the trial process of becoming qualified to trade their money. So I have an affiliate link below. You don't have to use it, but if you're interested in checking it out, I'd appreciate it if you would use it. It doesn't cost you anything. We'll move this up to the body here. Grab a few more. If this turns around and rolls over, I want to get as much as I can get because it's going to stop at some time here. But PSAR still showing a pretty strong move. My longer time frame still showing a pretty strong move, so we'll see. But playing the gap this morning definitely was successful. That's what I like to see. Now, the gap rules are if it gaps up from the prior day's close, typically maybe 2/3 of the time, I don't know exactly what the statistics are, more times than not it's going to continue in that direction, at least in the beginning for the first few minutes. If it gaps down, it will typically go down. Now yesterday it gapped up one candle and turned around, the market rotated and went down, so you have to keep an eye on what the market's actually doing. But I could have played yesterday. I missed yesterday's morning gap up. I could have played and been day done on that first candle. It would have been 20 something points, and I only need 20 to consider myself day done with the NQ contracts. Move up to this wick. But TopStep, they're a prop firm that will let you trade with their money. You have to go through their combine, which is what I'm in right now, is where you make some trades. They have some rules to follow. They have some daily loss limits, and they got a max loss limit, which is it's $2,000. Really the only rule you need to focus on.
Stop filled.
Well, there it is. And this here has to do with something last night, but today's trade was successful. Last night's trade was not. But that was a good trade for the gap. Last night I put a trade on and went to bed. Like an idiot. But that's okay. But as you can see, that gap played. I'll reevaluate. I'm looking for a deep pullback down to this 13, and then I'll probably get back in.